Ooh, all right. Good, I guess good morning, actually. Yeah, because it turns out it is morning. So today, before we talk about AI and sort of the philosophical ramifications of AI, a bit of housekeeping. Going forward, because apparently the every 2 day schedule was a little weird having to switch things up every week. Uh, this will happen Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's right. And everything else, yeah, everything else stays the same. I'm literally just going to continue ranting for no reason. Um, for no reason, into the screaming into the void, because that's fun. It's actually genuinely quite fun. So anyway, yeah, on AI and sort of the philosophical ramifications of AI, because it's actually quite interesting that at the end of the day, when we talk about tech and all of that, at the end of the day, we still have to deal with society and how society views, shall we say, how society views the advantages that 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 technology brings, right? And so there we go. And so the problem there then becomes, if society itself is uneducated enough, or rather is not educated enough on the ramifications of certain technologies, then they'll listen to whoever is the loudest upon it. And obviously that's for the vast majority of time, the loudest person isn't generally the most educated person, or isn't the person that is most dedicated towards education, but more dedicated towards a separate P11, really, a separate goal. So in this case, I'm really, I don't want to keep going back to my boy, but I am still talking about the founder of Tesla, and these wild claims that AI will destroy humanity. And see, the problem is not that AI is not dangerous. It is dangerous. Absolutely, it's very dangerous. But from what is published and publicly available, AI is not, because okay, taking a step back, when my boy Elon talks about dangers of AI, people will generally think, oh wow, what a smart dude, maybe. Oh, are you not playing? Wait, what? Oh no, we're good, we're good. When when my boy Elon talks about AI, people and its dangers, he doesn't clarify enough to give enough information to the average person. And it is the average person that I listen to him and actually believe him, because the average person doesn't know that he's full of because the average person doesn't know better, right? And that's actually acceptable. That's fine. Like, society should listen to people who are smarter than them, but the people who are smarter than them have an inherent responsibility to be, for the lack of a better word, responsible with their actions. And as far as we can see, from publicly available information, it is not yet something that will actually be dangerous towards humans, in the sense that no matrix like AI will suddenly take over, and because that's not how modern AI works. Even the neural network based AIs that I'm playing against and that currently is destroying me is not capable of the basic sapience, or much less sentience, much less theory of mind that is required for a oh, I'm gonna die. Oof. Isn't is just does not have this the sapience to be able to determine that we are bad and therefore we should be killed. Like that's just not going to happen. If we want to talk about AI being a threat, excuse me, just finished breakfast. If we want to talk about AI being a threat, it is a threat to certain low-level white-collar jobs. 100%, absolutely, and and the loss of so many low-level white-collar jobs is a threat to society. Absolutely, 100%. I could not agree with that more. And therein lies the problem. If we consider that that is the threat of AI, then ooh, look at that. Might as well kill myself. If we consider that that is what my boy Elon meant when he said that AI was a threat to society, I'd be more than happy if that was his implication. But no, that wasn't the implication. That the implication was that AI would somehow take over the world. And if that is so, my boy, please show me the data. I want to see the data, because that would be amazing. Like, I really want. I really, really, really want to see that data, because to me, that's an amazing piece of. That's like, I wish society were that strong, because that would that, or not society. I wish science were that strong, because that would imply that our evil overlords are that powerful and can generate such amazing technology, right? Like it's the same thing when we're talking about conspiracy theories and COVID-19 and how and how, like, 5G not only causes cancer but also apparently COVID. And like, don't get me wrong, but I genuinely wish that these people, not these people, that both scientists, government officials, and bureaucracy was that competent, because that competence would be so absolutely breathtakingly amazing, and I would genuinely support it, because that kind of society doesn't need to be oppressive. When leaders and scientists and engineers are that competent, they don't need to be oppressive, because they can create a post scarcity abundance, right? Like, and it just baffles me that this is something that. Are you not playing? Oh, because I didn't assign. Okay. No, I did. Okay. Yeah, because where was I? Oh, conspiracy theories, right? Because that amount of, oh, sorry, I'm getting off track. But it is related, and it is related simply because by describing the world as he does, my boy, the founder of Tesla, encourages conspiracy theories and encourages um, a certain libertarian strain in society that is not very helpful, if that makes sense, because it's because the vast majority of people do not and will not understand the grander scheme of things, and therefore they're also unlikely to understand that they don't understand. And that's sort of that's where conspiracy that's where conspiracy comes from. And funnily enough, no one suffers from this more than the great Chinese people, because they think they understand everything because of how wide and old and wise that particular culture is. And therefore, they have a natural aptitude towards, or they believe that they have a natural aptitude um, towards understanding things, and that's tragic. And I wish it weren't so. Anyway, sorry. Philosophical ramifications of AI. Essentially, what we're saying is it's going to be quite long before anything of the sort imagined by science fiction or by apparent current leaders in society can think of. And that again, that is absolutely tragic. And I wish we could actually do something more fun than merely talk about this kind of crap. But such is life. Anyway, back to what today's AI is actually capable of. And it's capable of a lot of things. For example, oops. No, you keep going. For example, all of these things, playing 183,000 games, are playing, how many did you play last time? 189,000 games in the span of 60 seconds, and determining 190,000 games in the span of 60 seconds, and determining what the best move is. For example, I did not expect this. I expected 516, but this actually makes a lot of sense because 31 is now backed up properly by 9, whereas if we went for a 31 here, this becomes a weak spot. That, yeah, 9 still backs it up properly if you go 716, but this escapes, right? This escapes towards the north if there were a white piece here. But if I put 32 here, that just gets locked off hard, and then you're actually helping black push this area. And so that's why the engines right now are suggesting B. It says B4, but on our board it's 216, suggesting this because now they'll have to go here, and then I'll probably do something like this. The idea here is, instead of trying to lock myself in here, I would make this area weaker, and then try to push past that to reduce this territory that black is in the process of making for itself. Because obviously black will choose, as you can see, b5. Black will choose this spot because now this blocks me from entering, and I will have to defend this area sooner or later. It's just a matter of when, and of course I'll have to defend this area as well. Yeah, essence aside. So this AI, Lila Zero, started with no information, none in the slightest, and it it did this, and so all it does is play against itself over and over again to learn more about what is, well, I mean, it has to know what is considered winning, right? So at the end of the game, there is a win condition, and then it plays against variants of itself to see who can get to the best win condition, and etc. etc. And over 100,000, 200,000, 5 million, 500 million, billions of games, it learns. Ignore that. My friend just decided to regale me with a haiku about clouds. But anyway, we are at 16 and a half minutes. We did not end up getting to actually what the neural network does in more detail, but playing this while talking is getting too existential for me, so next time we'll try something else. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much, and don't forget, and I cannot emphasize this enough, Google Chrome is really bad in terms of memory usage. Not only that, but just Google in general. Like on my MacBook, fucking ignore that. On my computer, a single Gmail tab takes a gigabyte worth of memory. How can you do that? Now, what gives you the right to do that? Just because you see, that's what a monopoly does. So say no to Chrome, download Firefox. Have a good day.